use this for our valley flying training. So we can get into these valleys and assess the turn performance of the aircraft, its radius, climb rate around terrain, that sort of stuff. So it's good training for us.
And we were talking before about how close this is to the reality of the C-130J. I mean, is it impossible to tell the difference? Is it that close?
All the parts are aircraft fit parts.
Yep.
So everything has the same feel and appearance as parts. Even the tactile nature of when you turn a dial, it has the same click feel. It turns the same amount. So it's exactly the same. Where you notice some slight differences, you can just sort of see that that's a computer generated outside rather than being real. So that's, I guess, a limit to what the visuals can do for us.
Yep.
But that said, if it gets to, say, darker conditions or you're in cloud, you forget sometimes that you're in the sim.
Sure. And can you simulate things like air traffic control conversations and
yeah, so
those
as an
sorts of
instructor,
things?
we'll often sit here with the student, and the aim is to create complete realism as much as we can.
Yep.
So in that instance, we'll actually pretend to be air traffic control. So when they call for a clearance, we'll call back on the clearance. And rather than just doing it as a pilot, we'll tend to try a different tone of voice so they understand it's from a different source.
Yep.
And we'll do it through the radio as well. So if they've got that radio turned down, they won't hear us, so it actually has that realism there. So the aim is complete realism. The other advantage of the sim is that we can play around with things like weather. So outside, they're just manipulating the weather now. So in the aircraft on a day, you might have to wait until you get a cloudy day before you can practice certain flying.
Terrain.
Here in the sim, you can just turn the cloud down, reduce the visibility, and that way when you practice an ILS, you might have to fly the ILS all the way down to the bottom of the approach before you actually see the runway. We can put in crosswind, things like